As we get older, one thing becomes very clear: our bodies don't quite respond the way they used to. Maybe you've noticed it lately. You used to walk across the house without even thinking about it, and now it feels slower. Getting up from a chair takes just a bit more effort. And those long walks you once enjoyed? They might seem harder now, or maybe you've even stopped them altogether. If any of that sounds familiar, you're not alone. It's something almost every senior I talk to has experienced, and it's nothing to feel bad about. But here's what I want you to know right away: slowing down doesn't have to mean giving up. You're still in control. Even if walking has become a challenge, there are other things you can do, small, simple things, that will keep your body active, your energy flowing, and your independence strong. You see, the mistake many people make in their 60s, 70s, and 80s is believing that the decline is permanent. That once it starts, it can't be reversed. But the truth is, you can absolutely take steps, gentle, realistic steps, to improve your strength, your balance, and even your confidence, starting today. You don't need fancy equipment or a gym membership. In fact, most of what I'll share with you can be done right at home, and even if you have limited mobility. In this video, I'm going to share 6 practical and powerful things you can start doing if walking has become more difficult. These aren't complicated workouts or painful routines, they're thoughtful, effective habits designed for people just like you. And here's why it matters: the more you move, in any way, the more you protect your ability to live life on your own terms. To get out of bed without struggle. To stay independent. To enjoy the little things, like cooking your favorite meal or stepping outside to feel the sun. Now, before we get into the first step, I'd love for you to do something. If this topic feels close to your heart, if you've noticed that walking has become harder, or even if you're just worried about it in the future, leave a 1 in the comments. That tells me you're here, you're listening, and most importantly, you're ready to take care of yourself in a new way. Let's begin. 2. Strengthen your legs while sitting. When walking becomes harder, most people naturally walk less, and that makes perfect sense. But here's something important that most folks don't realize: the less you use your leg muscles, the weaker they get. And once your legs start to lose strength, even simple tasks like getting out of a chair or climbing a step can turn into big challenges. That can feel frustrating, even scary at times. But there's some good news: you don't have to stand, walk, or go to the gym to start building back your leg strength. You can actually do it while sitting down, right from your chair. Chair-based leg exercises are gentle, safe, and surprisingly effective. They help reactivate the muscles you already have, the ones that might just be a little sleepy right now. Think of it like waking them up. You're not forcing your body to do something painful. You're reminding it how to move again, little by little. This isn't about becoming an athlete, it's about keeping your independence, protecting your balance, and making everyday life easier. Here's a simple one you can try: sit in a sturdy chair with your back straight and both feet flat on the floor. Now, slowly extend one leg forward until it's straight, hold it for just a few seconds, and then lower it back down. Then do the same with the other leg. That's it. It may not seem like much, but it's working your thigh muscles, the very muscles that help you stand up, sit down, and walk safely. Try doing 8 to 10 of those with each leg. Don't worry about speed. Just focus on control. You can also try seated marches: lift one knee at a time, as if you're slowly marching in place. Or place a soft ball or pillow between your knees and gently squeeze it a few times. These kinds of movements increase your muscle strength, improve blood circulation, and even help with balance, all without putting pressure on your joints or feet. And here's the real magic: the stronger your legs get, the easier walking becomes. It may still be slow, and that's okay. But when your muscles are supporting you, every step feels more stable and less tiring. You'll feel safer, more in control, and less dependent on others, and that kind of freedom is priceless. If you're someone who's been afraid to move too much lately because of pain, stiffness, or the fear of falling, let this be your starting point. No fancy tools. No stress. Just you, your chair, and the willingness to give your legs a second chance. You've carried yourself through life for decades. Let's help those legs keep doing their job, strong, steady, and proud. 3. Improve your balance with small daily movements. One of the things that tends to quietly slip as we get older, often without us even noticing, is balance. You might not think about it much until suddenly, standing on one foot feels wobbly, turning around quickly makes you dizzy, or stepping off a curb becomes something you approach slowly and carefully. And here's the thing, balance isn't just about walking or standing. It's about staying safe. It's what helps prevent falls, keeps you steady on your feet, and gives you the confidence to move freely, without fear. But like anything else, balance is a use it or lose it skill. The less you challenge it, the weaker it gets. That's the bad news. The good news? You can improve it. And you don't need to do anything dramatic to start. You don't need to be a gymnast. You don't need fancy equipment. All it takes is small, daily movements, ones you can do right at home, to help your body relearn how to stay steady. Start with something as simple as standing behind a chair, placing your hands on the back for support, and lifting one foot off the ground for just a few seconds. Then switch sides. At first, you might only be able to hold for 3 or 4 seconds, and that's perfectly fine. What matters is that you're telling your brain and body, hey, we're still doing this. That tiny action trains your muscles, your nerves, and your inner ear, all of which work together to keep you balanced. Another small move you can try: when brushing your teeth or washing dishes, stand with your feet a little closer together than usual. This naturally challenges your balance just a bit, not enough to feel risky, but enough to activate those little stabilizing muscles that are often ignored. Over time, these simple efforts add up. Your body learns. It adapts. And before you know it, those wobbles feel a little less scary. What's beautiful about this process is that it doesn't take much time, but it makes a huge difference. Better balance means fewer falls, more confidence, and greater independence. You won't need to grab the wall as often. You won't hesitate to take those extra steps across the room. And that freedom, that ability to move without constant worry, is something you absolutely deserve. If you've been afraid of falling or find yourself holding onto furniture more often, please know you're not alone. It's common, and there's nothing wrong with needing support. But it doesn't have to stay that way. Give your body the small, steady reminders it needs to stand tall. Because balance isn't lost overnight, and it doesn't come back overnight either. But a few seconds each day is enough to begin the shift. And that shift can bring back so much of the life and freedom you're looking for. 4. Stay hydrated, even when you don't feel thirsty. Here's something that surprises a lot of people: as we age, our sense of thirst becomes less reliable. You might not feel thirsty the way you used to, but that doesn't mean your body doesn't need water. In fact, one of the most common reasons older adults feel tired, dizzy, or even mentally foggy isn't because they're sick or aging, it's because they're dehydrated. And the truth is, staying properly hydrated can make a big difference in how you feel, how you move, and how safely you function each day. Let's be honest, drinking water isn't exactly exciting. It doesn't taste like much. And when you're not feeling particularly thirsty, it's easy to skip it altogether. But even a small lack of water can affect your body in big ways. Your joints feel stiffer. Your muscles ache more. Your balance gets worse. And your brain? It starts to feel slower. That sluggish feeling some people get in the late afternoon, where you can't concentrate, you feel irritated, and your body just doesn't want to move, is often the result of not drinking enough water during the day. Now, the good news is you don't need to start guzzling gallons. This isn't about extremes. This is about consistent, gentle effort. Aim for a small glass of water every few hours, even if you're not thirsty. You can keep a bottle nearby or set reminders on your phone or clock. If plain water doesn't appeal to you, try adding a slice of lemon or cucumber. Herbal teas count too, just go easy on the caffeine, which can sometimes have the opposite effect. What's important is that you give your body what it needs to function properly. Water helps your heart pump blood, it keeps your muscles working, and it even helps your body digest food more easily. And if walking has become harder for you, or if you've noticed more aches and stiffness lately, hydration can quietly help ease some of that discomfort. Your joints are like door hinges. Without oil, they creak and grind. With enough hydration, they move more freely. And here's something else worth knowing: dehydration can actually increase your risk of falling. When your body lacks fluid, your blood pressure can drop, your muscles can weaken, and your focus can slip, all of which can make you feel dizzy or off balance. So that simple act of drinking a little more water could be one of the most powerful things you do to protect your independence and well-being. It's not about being perfect. It's about listening to your body and giving it a little help. Staying hydrated might not feel like a big deal, but the benefits are real. You'll think more clearly, move more comfortably, and feel more like yourself, the strong, capable person you've always been. 5. Get outside, even for just a few minutes. There's something powerful about being outside, especially as we get older. But too often, we stay indoors. Maybe it's because we feel tired. Maybe it's because walking outside feels risky. Or maybe it's just become a habit: one day indoors turns into a week, then a month. The trouble is, when you spend too much time inside, your body and mind both start to feel it. You lose energy. Your mood drops. Your sleep gets worse. And over time, even your bones and muscles weaken. But the solution might be simpler than you think: just step outside. You don't need to take long walks or go anywhere far. Simply sitting on your porch, standing in your backyard, or walking a few steps down the sidewalk can begin to make a difference. Why? Because your body needs sunlight. Natural light helps regulate your sleep, gives you vitamin D, lifts your mood, and even helps with pain. That's not just feel-good advice, it's proven science. Older adults, especially those over 65, are more likely to have vitamin D deficiency, and that can lead to weaker bones, more falls, and lower immunity. Even 5 to 10 minutes a day of gentle sunlight can help your body function better. And beyond the science, there's something deeply human about being in the fresh air. It wakes you up. It gives your brain a break. It reminds you there's a world beyond the walls. You might notice a breeze, a bird chirping, the smell of cut grass. Those little things can reconnect you to life in a way no pill or screen ever will. If you live somewhere with harsh weather, you can still benefit. Open the blinds. Sit by a window with the sun on your face. Or, on milder days, crack the door open and let the air in. The goal isn't to turn your life upside down. It's to give your body and spirit a small, healthy nudge, something that says, we're still here. We're still living. And here's something many people forget: being outside also helps your balance and coordination. Walking on slightly uneven ground, stepping over cracks or curbs, these tiny challenges train your muscles and reflexes to stay sharp. Even if you're using a cane or walker, this kind of exposure is good for you, as long as you feel safe and supported. The key is to make it part of your routine. Maybe you drink your morning coffee on the porch. Or take a deep breath on the balcony before lunch. Little moments like that help your body feel grounded. They give your mind something to enjoy. And over time, they gently bring your strength, energy, and optimism back. You don't need to climb mountains. Just open the door. The outside world still has something to offer you: peace, light, and a reason to keep moving forward. 6. Reconnect with a sense of purpose. Move for meaning. By now, you've probably heard all sorts of advice about what to do when walking becomes harder: stretch, drink water, get sunlight, exercise more, rest better. And all of that is important. But there's one thing almost no one talks about, and it might just be the most powerful of all: having a reason to move. Not just to stay healthy, but to stay alive in the way that matters most. You see, the human body follows the mind. And when we lose our sense of purpose, when the days start blending together, and there's nothing meaningful pulling us forward, our energy fades. It's not just that our legs don't work the way they used to. It's that we stop asking them to. Not because we're lazy, but because we're tired. Tired of doing the same things. Tired of feeling like we don't matter. Tired of wondering, what am I even getting up for today? But I want to gently remind you of something: you still matter. You're still needed. Maybe you don't work anymore. Maybe your family lives far away. Maybe your body isn't what it used to be. But none of that changes your value. None of that changes the fact that you still have something inside you, something worth sharing, expressing, and living for. Whether it's kindness, wisdom, creativity, humor, or love, you still have it. And that's what your movement should serve. Instead of thinking about walking or exercise as a chore, try thinking about it as a way to reconnect with your purpose. Ask yourself, what do I want to stay strong for? Maybe it's to keep cooking Sunday meals. Maybe it's to play with your grandkids or walk to the mailbox by yourself. Maybe it's to plant flowers in the spring or simply sit outside and watch the sunset without needing help. Whatever it is, that's your reason. That's what your body is working for. Because here's the truth: the people who stay active into their 80s and 90s, most of them aren't doing it for the health statistics. They're doing it because they still feel connected, to people, to nature, to goals, to faith, to a story that's not finished yet. They know that even small movement has meaning when it's tied to something deeper. When you move with purpose, even if it's just walking to the kitchen or standing up a few extra times each day, your body responds differently. It doesn't feel like punishment. It feels like living. So how do you start? You start by asking yourself, what makes me feel alive? Is it music? Art? Faith? Helping someone else? Learning something new? Laughing with a friend? Once you answer that, find small ways to bring it back into your daily life. If you love music, put on a favorite song and gently sway in your chair. If you enjoy prayer or meditation, stretch while you reflect. If you like journaling or letter writing, stand up and walk around a little while you think. Blend movement with meaning. Because the truth is, we don't just need stronger muscles, we need stronger reasons. And you still have those. You just might need a little help remembering. And that's okay. Life after 60 isn't about giving up. It's about realigning. Slowing down, yes, but doing it with purpose, with grace, and with heart. You don't have to move like you did in your 30s or 40s. You just have to keep moving forward, at your own pace, for your own reasons. And that, right there, is the key to feeling alive again. So here we are. If you've made it this far, I want to thank you, not just for watching or listening, but for showing up for yourself. That alone says a lot about who you are. It tells me you still care. It tells me you still want to feel good, stay strong, and make the most of this beautiful life, even if your body isn't quite as quick or steady as it used to be. And maybe some part of you needed to hear that today. That it's okay to slow down, but it's not okay to give up. That your best years aren't just behind you. That you can still take steps, literally and emotionally, toward feeling stronger, steadier, and more connected. Because here's what I want you to take away from this: you're not powerless. Even if walking is difficult, even if the energy isn't always there, you still have choices. You can stretch gently. You can strengthen your legs while sitting. You can work on your balance, sip a little more water, get outside for fresh air, and most importantly, you can find a reason to keep moving. You might be in your 60s, your 70s, or your 80s. But you are still you. You're not defined by your age or your limits. You are defined by how you respond to them. And responding with intention, with care, with daily effort, with hope, is the most powerful thing you can do. It's not about fighting aging. It's about respecting it, and learning how to work with your body in a new way. Now, I know it's easy to feel discouraged. Maybe you've had a fall. Maybe you live alone. Maybe friends or loved ones don't visit as often as they used to. And that can leave you feeling invisible, forgotten, even stuck. But please remember this: you are not forgotten. You matter. And every choice you make to take care of your health, no matter how small, is an act of love for yourself and your future. I hope these 6 ideas gave you something to think about, and something to try. Not all at once. Not perfectly. But little by little. And you don't have to do it alone. If this video resonated with you, leave a comment below and let me know which tip felt most helpful. Or just say, "I'm still moving," because that's something to celebrate. That means you're still showing up for your life. And hey, if you're new to this channel and you found this video helpful, consider subscribing. I create content just like this, with you in mind. No hype. No pressure. Just honest, supportive, and practical advice for older adults who still want to feel good in their bodies and their lives. Tap the notification bell so you don't miss what's coming next. And before you go, I want you to sit quietly for just a moment. Take a breath. Feel your feet on the floor. Feel your chest rise and fall. That's life. That's you, still here, still going, still capable. No matter what today looked like, tomorrow can feel a little bit better, if you choose to make one small move forward. So keep moving. Keep caring. And above all, keep believing in the version of you that is still strong, still needed, and still very much alive. Until next time, take care, and remember, it's not about adding years to your life, it's about adding life to your years.